Welcome Janggi fans, Amphibian Hoplite here for a beginner's guidelines for opening moves. And from these two keywords, let me make 3 disclaimers. Disclaimer number 1. Since these guidelines are coming from a beginner, I'm going to make basic errors. It doesn't mean that I don't know what I am talking about or that I'm saying stuff without any basis. It only means I have a basic level understanding of a game from a lot of Janggi professional matches that I've seen. And if I am wrong about it, there's the comment section for you more experienced players to correct me on them. Disclaimer number 2. I'll be talking in absolute terms like you must do this, you mustn't do that, or this position means this, even though there are always justified exceptions to these rules, but I'll be pointing that out in this part so that because it's more convenient than to state because there's exceptions here, exceptions there, over and over again. So I'll be making that disclaimer here. Number 3. Since we will be mainly focusing on your moves, I won't consider questions like what if your opponent does this, or what if your opponent does that, or what if his position is this way, or what if he blunders his move. No, none of that. We will be focusing on what makes your moves in the opponent's or your moves in the opening strong. I'll be talking about your opponent's moves if it is relevant to the topic that we are trying to portray here. Okay, so those 3 disclaimers out of the way, let's begin. The opening has 2 basic motives: making your attacking pieces free to move and making your defensive pieces strong. That's right, we will be learning about attacking and defending pieces so that we will know why it makes sense to move them and why they are being placed there. To start things off, let's go with the side elephant setup, since that is the most popular setup among our professional competitors, or at least it's just a more common way of trying to set your pieces up. In this case, we have the left side elephant setup, both for red and green. Now, to start things off, let's go or let's ask the question, which pawn move or soldier move are we going to open up? The very first move, I really recommend if you're a beginner that you will be opening either soldiers, opening the file for the chariots. Yes, you will be freeing this attacking piece up to this file, because this file is the chariot's favorite place, so that you can attack this file, attack this file, attack this file, attack this soldier. Yes, you are opening either chariots for that. Okay, so which one? The first question you must ask is which chariot has the elephant next to it. In this case, it's the left side elephant that has the chariot next to it. This chariot has the horse in it, so we will be opening up this soldier pawn, right? So in that move, it does 2 things. Number 1, we have already said, it frees up the rook, giving it more mobility to enter this rank, its favorite rank. And number 2, it creates this strong soldier pair. Yes, a soldier pair. Now, this is a counterintuitive if you're a chess player, but your soldiers are defensive pieces and shouldn't go forward. In chess, pawns are steamrollers, meant to go forward. In Janggi, your soldiers are walls. They aren't supposed to move forward unless it's necessary, because in the opening, you need to make your defensive pieces, which are the soldiers, strong, right? Also, the cannons will be needing them. If these guys move too far forward and they get captured, you have no basis to attack with your cannons because you have no soldier walls. Note also that I said soldier pair. This is the strongest formation you can do with the soldiers because they support each other. Pressing 3 soldiers in front like that isn't really as strong for 3 main reasons. It will usually leave the other 2 soldiers alone. If you're going to have a quote-unquote strong wall, that's only 1 and 2 lonely soldiers. You should at least have 2 strong walls and 1 lonely soldiers. So that's reason number 1. Number 2, the 3 soldier strength is only visual. Why? Because the middle soldier will be essentially immobile. It cannot move. just notice this one. These two soldiers can move to the sides. If this soldier was the middle soldier and there's a soldier in here, it can only move forward. And we have already established that moving a soldier forward is not recommended. And also, if one of the soldiers gets captured, the middle soldier is being overburdened. So when he recaptures with the other soldier, the other one will be left defenseless. So it's only a visual strength, not a real strength. We're all in move number 1, right? It frees up the rook and creates a soldier pair. And also I will be discussing why you will be choosing this soldier instead of the other one. But for now, let's go to the next move. Okay, so it's a natural move for the opponent to do that. Next, move the horse up. Now, if you will be choosing either horse, that's okay, that's fine. They both have merits. But for now, because I am in charge of this discussion, I'll be using this horse. Okay, so this is the soldier that we've opened up. Opposite side's horse in here. It only has one motive for now, and that is to make the cannon mobile. The cannon is another attacking piece, and it's supposed to move to the center so that it can be on the same file as the opponent's general and whatever. But that's just the motive. So red is doing the same. Right, since our motive was to make the cannon mobile, let's move them. Okay, and the enemy does the same. This move, number 1, it threatens the other general, but also it potentially protects your general from a cannon attack, just like what the opponent has done here. It's a protective piece for the general against the opponent's cannon, and it's also an attacking piece towards your opponent's general. So this is already a very tense position, as we have already established. Since we already have that, move the soldier out. I don't recommend using this soldier moving here, because this piece or this spot needs to be free, because a lot of pieces can move them. It gives other pieces a little bit more freedom. Also, notice that the cannon move now. Because of that, this horse can protect this soldier, because the cannon was here first. This horse cannot protect this one. It's forcing this chariot to babysit this soldier. But now that the cannon has moved here, it makes this horse a potentially defensive piece. Horses are very versatile, but for now they're very their purpose is to be a defensive piece and for the mobility of the cannons, so that the cannon can move to either side or whatever. Well, it's only this cannon for now, and this chariot can now be free to open up himself or it just makes this chariot mobile. Okay, next, okay, so the opponent does the same. This elephant. Okay, so you can choose either elephant, correct? You can either move this elephant here or this elephant here. I'll be choosing this one for the simple motive of it pressures the enemy soldier, right? If this elephant moves here, it's not really pressuring anything. Oh yeah, of course you can actually move that just in case your opponent blunders, but the reason you're bringing up the elephant is because it's another attacking piece, and it's your battering rams against the soldiers, right? Sure, the elephant is worth more than a soldier, but if, for example, a chariot has managed to move up here, both pieces are pressuring this soldier, your opponent will be forced to make defensive maneuvers or countermeasures. So that's the purpose of this move. And notice that because of this soldier formation, you can now produce mobility for the two elephants. Just notice your opponent's soldier formation. Sure, this elephant can move, but this elephant, very immobile. So it will go back to our very first move. The reason why you move this soldier is all for the sake of this other elephant, although it will do essentially nothing for now, right? But at least it's mobile. Unlike your opponent's elephant, it's essentially like playing with no elephant, except it's playing a really defensive piece, which is not very recommended for an elephant to do. And also, that is why you should move or open up the soldiers first, because if you do some random move right here and then your opponent moves this soldier out, uses this soldier, you will be stuck in his problem. You will be forced to move this soldier and make a backwards like pawn soldier structure, and the other elephant cannot move. One more thing before I end. I don't really consider it, okay, let our opponent moves like that. I don't really consider this as an opening move, but it usually gets forgotten, and it's also usually moving the mid game, but moving the general back. Moving the general back. Oh, that's a resignation. Okay, so moving the general back does at least two things. Number one, it allows your advisors to protect your general from the enemy cannon, or if there is no pieces except this one, the advisor can just move away, and the general is much more easily defended with other pieces. That's number one. Number two, this rank is open for this rook to step on it, and this rank may look like a very passive position to be in, but just look at the potential open files it's open. Yeah, it can even double up his chariots right here, right? So it's not a very passive position at all for the chariot. Sure, your chariot can move here, but it's going to take him 1, 2, and then 3 to make a very nice or very grave threat. Even potential doubling of here, it will only take 2 moves. So, but the main focus is that the general should be safe, right? We're talking about making the general safe at the very early game. Now that about wraps it up. I hope this has been informative. And again, if I'm wrong, if I'm right, or if something needs clarification, the comment section is open for you. So for now, get your pieces moving.